here we go. Good morning, everybody. Hope you can hear me and everything is okay. What we shall do is we'll do a quick check on the YouTube just to make sure. So let's have a look. Open this. That's what we need. And then we go there, and it goes for my channel, which is there. And have a look. Ooh, no, we're not showing live as yet, but there's no surprise really, knowing how long it takes YouTube to catch up. So let's just have a quick refresh. Yeah, we are now live, it would appear. So if we close that, yes, there we go. Alright, so for those of you who have arrived this morning, what I'm going to do is a half an hour, I think, of UWXP. I'm still not sure whether I'm pretty sure I'm live, yeah. There we are. Definitely. But it needs to check that I'm on YouTube. That's the thing I wanted to check, that it actually, YouTube had picked up. There's no point doing this if we're not. So, yep, there we are. We are definitely live on YouTube now, finally. So, for those of you who've arrived at 10 o'clock UK time, we're going to spend half an hour looking at UWXP. Now, this isn't going to be a flight. I'm not going to do any flying, I don't think. It's just that I'm in the aircraft here. Because I want to concentrate on UWXP. Okay, so let's just do one more thing here, because I've got the sim opened. I need to connect FSGRW, which I'm doing now, and at the same time we'll take a look outside the aircraft. Oops, let's get it right. This is what I want to do. And hopefully FSGRW will have connected. It's downloading, so we'll wait by here. I'll just move this over to the other monitor there, and then I can pull back. I think it's essential we get as wide a view as possible. Okay, right, so FSGRW, there we are, it's pulled in real-time weather. Okay, this is what the weather's supposed to be at Cardiff this morning. It's 160 with 11 knots, no rain, temperature is 11 degrees, which is correct. Visibility is saying 25 kilometres. I'm going to question that. Sky cover broken at 2,100 feet, overcast at 4,300 feet. That looks about right. Pressure is 933 hectopascals. Okay, good morning Darren, how are you? So, this is supposed to be the weather at Cardiff. Now, I'm going to pull out, as you can see, I'm trying to scroll around and it's jerking, right? And the reason being, I think, for this, and I'm not quite sure, so don't swear by it, is that when the weather first loads in, it kind of loads in front of you what you're seeing, yeah? I'm not sure whether that, see, it's jerking. Now, you know, I've got an i7 on a 1080 GTX, which should, right, it's calming down now, so I can scroll around, yeah? So what I think happens is very much what used to happen in the old days of FSX, and I am going back a few years when they used to talk about scenery and the AutoGen in FSX. And the AutoGen in FSX would load up, as you flew along, it loaded up in front of you, but it also remained in the sim behind you, even though you couldn't see it unless you scrolled around and had a look. Right? And so that accumulation of AutoGen that was behind you would eventually slow your PC down. Now that was in FSX. Now I think, and I don't know, but I think the same principle is being used here with UWXP. So see that jerking? Because it's loading up in front of me now, because I've moved the camera position. So wherever you move the camera position, it brings in. See, it stopped there. Yeah. Now this, I'm not quite, I don't know if I might be talking a load of rubbish there. I really don't know because I haven't looked at the intricacies of the programming, but I don't like that. And a few people have asked me to compare it with Active Sky XP, and I can't do that because I haven't got Active Sky XP, and I don't want to compare it with other weather engines that I've got. So I'm just gonna tell you what I'm seeing happening. Alright, video title confused you. Okay, let me have a look on the YouTube one. Yes, there we go. I can understand that. So bear with me 1 second. We'll change the title in here, if I can remember how to do it. Bear with me. So live show of Ultra Weather XP 2.5. There we go. I've changed it. Thank you. And now we'll shut that down. Right. Okay. So as I was saying, this jerkiness, I'm not happy about that. See, it does it there, and I'm trying to move it and I can't. There we go. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but I think I might be right that it's just drawing. Anyway, so let's have a look. So this is Cardiff now, and I'm looking out of my window. Don't forget I live in Cardiff. I live 15 minutes away from the airport, and I can see blue sky and out the window and cloud, and I can see blue sky here and cloud, but I don't think that is actually accurate. I really don't. It looks nice, but it's not accurate, and I fiddled about. I've been fiddling about since 8 o'clock this morning, trying to make it look how it looks outside. And the other problem I've got with this is that the weather is not dynamic; it's static. So it's a snapshot, and when the weather refreshes in in Xplane, oh my god, when the weather refreshes in Xplane, which is set for about every 15 minutes, then everything will change, and it is quite a glaring change. So the weather's not dynamic as can be possible, right? So now I'm going to show you something really curious here. So, it looks okay. There's nothing wrong with it, don't get me wrong. I like the clouds, I like the textures, they're really good, I like the way it's laid out. It's not wholly accurate as to what's happening here in the real world, but near as damn it, okay. But let's see if I can there you go, there's a weather change. Now look what's happened. Now, the weather refreshed then. I didn't do anything, I didn't touch it, it was an automatic refresh, 15 minutes, and it looks entirely different. Can't see any blue sky, it's all grey everywhere, right? But even worse, it looks like night time. You'd think this was 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the evening going towards dusk, when in actual fact, if I recall, yep, I'm on real time. It's 8 minutes past 9, because we're on Zulu, so that's right. And it looks like night time. Now this is the thing that I dislike, it's the overcast. Well, let's get above the cloud. Okay, so just going up through the cloud, and that's a nice effect, and the clouds do get lighter, as you would expect in real world. Yeah, we're coming out on top now, and there we are. So that's nice. I do like that. And I like what I'm looking at here, but we have a distance thing. See, it's like a circle. I don't know whether it's a circle or square because I haven't gone high enough to check. Let's see. Continue going up. it's probably a circle. Now, everybody complains about distance, draw distance, but I think this one is quite stark, quite remarkable. At this height, you should be able to see to the horizon, cloud to the horizon, and you can't. See, and it keeps sticking. As I say, I've got a healthy machine, 32 gig of RAM, but it keeps sticking. Alright, so now let's go back down and let's see if I can replicate what happened earlier on. I'm trying to get down as fast as I can. No, Darren, definitely not. You're saying jerkiness with Xplane 11 in general? No. If I'm using other weather engines, I don't see that. I can scroll around smoothly. Okay, so, and now look, it's gone even darker as I've gone below. And like I say, and you see it, that jerkiness, and that's not me doing it. So I can't move it. I'm trying. It won't move. There we go. So it's, once again, it's the drawing. Okay, so let's assume. Let's turn off real weather. So I want to show you something else. So I'll turn off FSGRW. Okay, and we'll go to flight configuration, customize. All right. So, and we'll manually configure. All right. So no, I don't want that. I want that. Manually configure. Select a preset. We'll go to Kavok. Okay. So we'll clear everything. There we go. It's cleared. And you can see the no jerkiness, just smooth scrolling, no problem at all. Yeah, excellent. Right. So let's now then try something else, and we'll go to marginal VFR, so bit of cloud, and I'll move that to the base of 3,500 feet. Okay. It shouldn't be there. It should be right there. So there we go. Just let it refresh. There's some scattered cloud. It's all very pretty. So the less cloud you have, the smoother it becomes. Although it's stuck then, and I really don't get that at all. Let's try something else now. Let's go to select a preset. We'll go to marginal VFR. No, we'll go to non-precision approach. So it's overcast, cumulus, low visibility. Oh, look at that. That is way too much. It's night time. That is ridiculous. Let's get above the cloud if we can. Yeah, there we go. Go through the cloud. Very nice. Yeah. Okay. So get back down. Come out of the aircraft. Okay. So, having said all that, we've got this really gloomy view of the world, and it is terrible in my view. That gloominess, it's not that dark. Okay, so trying that then, let's go back to real world weather, customize, match real world conditions. So here we go. There we are. So it's broken, cumulus, overcast, blah blah blah. So let's have a look at this. Is it going to change the weather? No. Oh yes, there we go, we've had a weather change. So still very gloomy and overcast, and if I had FSGRW on, it would be much the same. Now, if we go to Ultra Weather XP settings, ignore that. Ultra Weather XP settings, we've got all our settings here. I'm just trying to figure out where the best place to put this. I've got auto mist on, auto horizon, auto sun gate. So let's go to cloud. Yeah, take that off. Take that off. And yeah, that's about right. So now I can adjust the clouds manually. So the amount of clouds, that just gives me more clouds. Size of clouds just makes the clouds bigger. Yeah. Brightness, if I take the brightness off, we got dark and thunderous. So that's supposed to be fully bright, and I'm using the white cloud setting. Sky settings, well, we'll talk about that in a little while. So that, you know, it just doesn't. It looks great, but it's wrong. It's not like that. It's a bright day outside. Okay, it's cloudy, but there's blue sky and it's a bright day. So why won't it? Why doesn't it depict that? Let me just go back to cloud settings and put everything back to auto. And this is the problem I've always had with Ultra Weather XP, that it's just the overcast is just too overcast, and today it's a bright day out there. It's lovely, you know, just a nice day for walking. Clouds are nice and bright, but let's have a look, see what people are saying. Yeah, blue views and things not going quite right. Hello Andre, how are you? Nice to see you. So, all that notwithstanding, let's have a look at how we do things. Okay, so, you know, I've said about the gloominess and how it looks and what have you. I'm not going to say any more about that. But let's have a look at how things work, how things operate, if you want to change things, because this can be incredibly confusing. Okay, so over on this side, if you've got cloud textures, you can have 4K or 2K. I'm not sure which way that button goes in. So are those 2K clouds or 4K? Because I've chosen 4K. You know, and is that, I don't know. So anyway, so we've got cloud textures and then all of the menu systems down here, auto cloud brightness, and for me, I think the best option is just to leave it on auto, because you can't seem to do an awful lot. You've got cloud textures here, and then down here you've got auto avoid cutoff, which prevents the clouds looking flat at the bottom when they touch in the ground. Extra blending, that's around mountains and hillsides. Auto sun coloration clouds, clouds sunlight gain, clouds color gain. You know, I mean, look, see, you wouldn't do that, would you? That's wrong. Cloud sun effect ratio, I just stick that on auto. Then you've got clouds shadow power, so that's how strong the shadows from the clouds are on the ground. I wonder if I turn that down. That's not going to make any difference there. Amount of clouds in puffs, so you can change that, and you get more, I mean that just makes it even darker and heavier. Amount of out clouds puffs, change those. Once again, it's all about how it looks to you, okay? But the really confusing bit was about how to change cloud textures now, and also colours. So white, blue and grey, okay? So I want to change to blue, but it doesn't change there, and what you have to do is you have to change a cloud texture set. So I've gone from 4 to 5, and now what you have to do is come into developer and go to texture browser and go cloud underscore path. Yep, and we get these 6 boxes, and what you have to do is you have to click on each one. So not only have I changed the cloud texture, hopefully I've changed the color to blue from white. So but you have to change like this. So you double click on each box and then click reload, and you see it change in the screen. So double click, reload, and you've got to do all 6 of these, even this one that doesn't look like anything. Reload. You can see it changing now. Reload, and finally this one. Reload. Okay. So now all the clouds have changed, and technically I'm supposed to have the blue ones. Aircraft there just going out. And to me that doesn't look as though it's changed that much. You know, you've got that blue, you have got that bluish tinge to the clouds. Okay. If you want to change your sky settings, and I found 12 to be the best blue, and the only way we're going to see this is if I can get above the cloud. Okay. Although they do say in the manual the best way to change that is to look at sunset or sunrise. Okay, so see how the clouds, they've got that bluish tinge now that I'm above them. Right, so sky colours. To change these, you choose a sky texture. So I've gone, let's go for 1, and then you come up to developer and show sky colours, yeah, and reload all cloud colours. Click on that. Alright, it says cloud colours, but it means sky colours. And you may have seen it change, you may not have. Okay, you may have seen it change. We'll try it again. We'll try it with 4. So look at the blue, and it's very subtle. Go back to 12. You can barely see it. So what was said to me was the best time to look at this is at dusk. So let's change, if I can, change in the time. Oh no, I can't change time because I'm on real time, so hang on, let's customize that, turn that off, done, apply changes, and now I will be able to go to dusk, he says. Maybe I need to close this. Oh, there we are. Right, so there we go. So we changed to dusk. Open settings, and now we'll change sky texture to 1. Developer, show sky colours. Let's move this up here. Reload. It's still hard to see, isn't it? 4. Ah, there, you definitely saw a change there. So we'll go to 12, which is what I was looking at before. There we go, and that's gone like that reddy colour. So that's apparently the best way to see your skies change. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out which is the better one now. Maybe that's a bit too red, but we'll stick with that one. Okay, so that's how you change that. And then of course, hang on, what I didn't show was UWXP. settings. You've got auto mist, auto horizon, so you can adjust the horizon. Yeah. Auto sun gain and sun rays gain, so you can change how the sun looks. Sky scattering, you can put extra gain on, reduce the sunset fog. Sky color depth, hang on. That kind of changes the sky color depth. That might be more useful for me for my daylight sky. So sky color depth, because like in the UK it's like that. It's like a grey blue. Maybe there. Yeah. Okay, I've messed around with that enough, and I've left put everything back to auto, and then go back downstairs, as they say, back outside, and still that gloominess, still a bit dark to me. It's really definitely not what I like. Yeah, there you go, Darren. The other problem with this, of course, is that there are so many settings, and you could spend ages trying to get it looking right for you, for what's happening outside in the world, and then it just changes. Although some of them, I mean, you don't see clouds like that, like balls in the sky, do you? And you certainly don't see it blue from above like that. But you see so many pictures on the internet, and it looks fantastic. It does look fantastic, but you've got to spend an awful lot of time trying to get it to look particularly good, I think. Let's try this. Change location. Customize. Oh, I need to come on. See what it looks like. I'll do a 10-mile approach, hopefully, with the aircraft not set up at all, and we'll see what it looks like as we fly into Cardiff on a 10-mile approach. Oh, here we go. Ooh. It's not changing views very quickly, that's for sure. Right. I obviously haven't set the aircraft up at all, so just I have no idea where anything is. I cannot see. Oh, there's the runway over there. way too high. Let's do a bit of side slipping. A bit of dangerous flying here. It's I think it's all a little bit. I mean, it looks really good. There's a couple of things I dislike about it, and that's certainly this overcastness. And I've never got it to look right in all the versions of it. It's just a shame, really. It looks good. 1000. Missed approach. Here we go.
Approaching 1, 2.
Yeah, I think that's probably right, Darren. It's all about, just getting it set up the way you want it, and as long as you've got that and you're happy, then that's it. You don't really need to mess around too much more with anything. So there we are. That's quickly just doing a quick approach into runway 12, a little bit fast, but gives you an idea of what it's like to fly through the cloud, which I think is really nice. Don't get me wrong, that bit is fairly perfect, but and touchdown reverses.
5,000 feet remaining.
I think the overcastness is wrong for me.
Remaining. Heading out. Remaining.
And also the jerkiness. So it's obviously having an impact on my PC, even though I've got an i7 with a 1080 GTX graphics card. Definitely having an impact. So what more can I say? Not a lot more. I think with everything, it's up to you to choose. And clearly my yaw is off. I need to sort that out. Let's just leave the aircraft here for a moment while I just sort this out. Configure and customize. Is that it? Hardware, visual hardware. Yeah, there we go. Should be on yaw. Oh, there, right. What was that? Alright, I get you, Darren. Okay, so let's see, and even though the weather is refreshed, like it's let's close my reversers, it's still a bit too overcast. Let me just go above the cloud again. Whoops. Is that it? I'm just pulling back here now. Yeah, it should be a heck of a lot brighter than that. And if my opinion, for what it's worth, you might want to have a look at several weather programs, and then have a look at reviews, see what people are saying. There are a few reviews around on YouTube of UWXP XP. See what people are saying, and then make an informed choice. That is the best way of looking at it. Make an informed choice based on the reviews that are around. This, I like it. It looks good. There are a couple of issues with it. I'm pretty sure they'll get sorted out. Mostly to do with memory usage and memory leakage. So there we go. There's my 30 minutes. I did say 30 minutes that I was going to do this. I've done 35. The clouds look like a Kashal advert. Very funny. And the more you fiddle with it, the more you can get it to look the way you want. But then, with whatever weather conditions are taking place in the real world, then you have to fiddle with it again to get it looking how you want, I think. And I want to fly more than I want to fiddle. The other thing is that I noticed on the internet people were saying they're using Xvision, and Xvision along with UWXP causes you to fiddle even more. You've got to spend an awful lot of time getting it right. And the issue with Xvision is that Xvision uses shaders, uses laminar shaders, and Laminar have always said that the shaders are not part of the public domain, although they do say that you can mess around with them. But rest assured that when Laminar brings out an update, the shaders could well be adjusted, and therefore whatever application you're using that relies on shaders will break. And UWXP also uses shaders as well. So that is a decision you're going to have to look at yourself. There are a couple of documents around from Ben Sutnick regarding shaders and how they work, and also in one of his articles that I read this morning, he made it very clear that when Vulkan and Metal come along, shaders will be used in an entirely different fashion. So those of you who've paid for applications that use shaders, although I believe Xvision is now free, they're just not going to work. Everything will be different. Whatever you've done will break, and that includes if you've been developing scenery or developing aircraft and using the shaders to modify things in that. Okay, so with that, I am going to go. Yes, it is, Justin. It is. That's Winter Hill, which was, I used to cycle up there from my mother's house in Bolton. From my mum's house to there is 11 miles. I remember it well, and it was a hard ride because it's mostly uphill. Anyway, that's about it. Nothing more to say. I did a review on UWXP when it first came out, and that's still on the YouTube channel. This was just having a look at the latest updated version. So not really a review, but just an opportunity to have a look and for you to see what I think of it. I like it, but it still needs a bit of work, especially around memory. Anyway, there we go. That's it. So thanks for watching, and those of you who couldn't make it for 10 AM, you'll be able to pick this up later on, which sounds a bit stupid saying that, because if I'm saying it now and you're not watching it now, but you're watching it later, then you'll know you're watching it. Alright, see you everybody, take care.